Right in front of us is the new Symphony Park.
That's music to the ears of a top Democrat facing re-election. On this hot summer day in Nevada, Harry Reid is getting good economic news during a walking tour of downtown with the mayor of Las Vegas.
This 5-block program will employ 14,000 people.
That's a turnaround for Nevada, a state on a 5-year losing streak. Tourism has taken a dive, and a booming housing bubble has burst. The economic situation is not helping the odds of incumbents like Reid.
We have a long ways to go, but we're going to get there.
In a state known for casinos and jackpots, Nevada went from high roller to big loser. In 2005, it had the country's strongest economy. Now, dead last. Unemployment has skyrocketed, job growth has nosedived. So who's to blame? Well, it's not so clear-cut. Reid's opponent, SHARRON blames Reid. Reid blames President George W. Bush.
It was the policies of the prior administration. We're trying to dig our way out of that.
Reid's shovel includes spearheading efforts to pass the stimulus bill, health care, and Wall Street reform. But convincing independent voters that these policies are the right prescription poses another challenge.
There has been a lot of talk about this being a center-right nation, and that out of this Congress comes some of what many call big government liberal laws, and therefore this has been a problem for Democrats.
What we've done are things that have been badly needed in this country for a long time. How could we not do Wall Street reform? How could we not do health care reform? It's something that was long overdue. Both those issues, had we not done, we would have bankrupted our country. So I think everything has been necessary, it's been good, and our country's better for having passed this legislation.
Reid's approval numbers have not been good. 48% have a very unfavorable view of him. Pretty high, especially for an incumbent.
Do you chalk it up totally to the economy, or are there other factors involved?
You can't go any place in America today that people's approval rating is very high.
And Reid offered another reason, a changing electorate in the last 10 years or so.
We've had 600,000 new people move to the state of Nevada. They don't know me.
Maybe it's appropriate that Harry Reid lives right here in very hot Nevada. That's because Harry Reid is used to feeling the heat. He has been involved in a few close Senate races in his lifetime, and each time he's become victorious. Why is that exactly? Well, Reid used to be a boxer, and that fighting spirit has served him handily during his political career, especially in this tight battle against Engel. He's fighting to paint her as an extremist, and it seems to be working. 58% of Nevadans think her views are indeed extreme.
Is she an extremist in your view?
Well, I'm not going to be calling him a name. I've never met SHARRON that I remember. Anyone that wants to get rid of Social Security, privatize it, they're not in the mainstream of Nevada.
She says she doesn't want to do that.
Well,
exactly. She's
walked that back. Of course, she has said that time and time again. Time and time again. She's not mainstream for Nevada, or probably most any other place in America.
After trailing Engel for a month, Reid now has a slight lead.
I have a campaign that's moving along just fine. I feel comfortable where we are today.
There's no secret about what's allowed Harry Reid to come back in this race. He's defined SHARRON, he's used some of her past statements, and she has not shown the kind of sophistication you have to have against an opponent as tough as Harry Reid.
4 months ago, we passed something called the HIRE Act.
On first appearance, he may not look tough, but don't let that deceive you. He talks about how being born into poverty teaches you to become scrappy. You fight to stay alive.
Reid has a ceiling on support. He can lose this race, but he's regained the upper hands. Even some Republicans will tell you SHARRON Engel's going to have a great several months coming up to put herself back in a strong position.
In the meantime, Reid needs to convince Nevadans that he's doing what he can to help turn the economy around.
During the last Congress, they added up the other day, and because of things that I did, it's about $700–800 million I brought to the state of Nevada.
One thing about a former boxer like Harry Reid, he's not going down without a fight. David Brody, CBN News, in Las Vegas, Nevada.
25%.